Hydrate now? Of all times? Like right at the beginning? Hello problems. Hello Apollo. I'm gonna switch over here. I can't see anything right now. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Never mind, I'm not switching over just yet. Because YouTube is not showing up for me. There we go. Hi Nimby, hi Cute. Hi San. Hello Cardian. Yeah, we're back. Do you guys miss me? Oh, never mind. Now you guys show up. Huh, this is strange. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's so... You get such a whiplash coming from the opening song to this one. Good morning. Good morning, good evening. Good afternoon. How's everyone? How's it been for you guys in the past week? In the past few days? It was torture for me. That's all I'm gonna say. It's neat, not so sure about the parts where it sounds like cats running on the piano. Cats running on the piano? Whiplash? I love that part. Hello, Nexobong. Welcome in. So if you guys want an update of what I've been doing, hello Danish. I locked myself in my room for 2 days straight doing work. I don't think my body is really handling it. My allergies have gotten 10 times worse, probably because of stress. And so my immune system is like, we're just not gonna, we're not gonna fight anything today. And so you guys might hear a little bit more coughing this week. I do have my coffee. I'm gonna take a Reactine just in case, because it's gotten so bad to the point where, like my allergies, they disappear by the afternoon. But for the past few days, I've been coughing nonstop the entire duration, like all 24/7, even at night, to the point where like some of my housemates are like, "Hey Ark, are you okay? Like, do you have to see a doctor?" And I'm like, no, it's just allergies. Because it's gonna be like this for the next few months. Okay, I got my allergy pill. Give me 1 second. There we go. I haven't caught a stream in a while. I haven't been streaming in a while, Amber. I have not been streaming in a while. When in doubt, drink a questionable amount of cough syrup. I have the... You know that cough syrup that's been quote-unquote trending? With singers, the one that Ariana Grande was drinking. I was drinking that. I was like, you know what? I'm annoying everybody around me with my coughing because people keep asking if I'm okay every 5 minutes, and I'm like, it's probably time I take cough drops and cough syrup and address this issue. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to cough. But it was pretty bad because the moment I woke up, I would be recording until all the way to 2 a.m. in the morning. What does no backseating mean? Hello, Z and H. Backseating might be a new term for you, but essentially what it is if you tell me what to do while I'm playing the game, or give me like tips and stuff while I'm playing the game. And the reason why streamers don't, and me, I'm just speaking on me actually, the reason why I don't appreciate backseating that much is because I like to explore and discover the game myself. And while other people are telling me what to do or giving me tips and guides while I'm playing, it kind of like ruins the whole discovery and exploration bits of it. Trending cough syrup by celebrities. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's like the container. It's the like the red and white container, and then there's like it's like a black cough syrup. Hello, Captain Ozen. Hello, Lorian. Hello. Okay, I didn't say hi to everyone. Hi, Ziel. Welcome in. Hi. Did I miss anybody? Congrats on getting first problems. Hello, Stixon. You have wings? I do have wings. I'm a dragon. What am I yapping about? I'm yapping about cough syrup. And what I've been doing for the past few days, which is like actual sweat shopping. It was sweat shopping in my bedroom because I was doing so much recording that everybody in the house could hear, so I had to move my entire setup, my PC setup, to another room and then have the door closed there because there's like more sound isolation. And it was like 14 hours of recording back to back. So I was like, there's absolutely no way I can stream. These days will be a little bit more, I'm gonna say I'm gonna be relaxing a little tiny bit more, but I still have back-to-back deadlines. So it will be less torturous. It will still be torture. But that's why we have art streams for the next few days, because I have a lot of stuff to do. And it's gonna be like this until August, mid-August. Infesting in your kids' ears and nesting. What are you, a worm? Sorry. Earwax? Worms don't get into ears, right? The Art of Ark art schedule. Worm posting. Yeah, worm posting. I'm pretty sure everybody gets worms. One time in their life. Not that type of worm. I'm getting so distracted, by the way, because we have people coming to clean windows. And they keep smacking on the windows, and I keep hearing thump 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 outside, and it's scaring the crap out of me. Maybe I'm gonna close the blinds, because this guy, actually never mind, it's fine. It's okay. This is gonna be my new redeem for Stretch and Hydrate. The bonk? Hello, milk before cereal, welcome in. I need a bit of, I'm gonna do a bit more hydration before I switch over to Limbus Company, because this is not a just chatting stream. Something's getting murdered to something or someone is getting murdered on the warp train today. I don't know what's going to happen. The Stretch and Hydrate redeem is missing? Yeah, I turned it off. I turned it off on purpose. I turned it off on purpose because I get really distracted during art streams. And so for the next few days, I was like, I'm just going to turn it off now before I forget. The bonk sister's gone. Don't worry, guys. I remember to hydrate during stream, always. I always remember to hydrate. I can see why this community is more of a cult than Genshin. Oh, you guys are talking about Limbus Company. There's a lot of gatekeeping, I find. And it's fair. I think it's fair with the gatekeeping, because like everybody wants, you know, the community, their own gaming community, to be, you know, nice and hardcore sometimes. Depending on what people want. There's a bit of gatekeeping. But that's the same thing for every single game. There's so much freaking gatekeeping in Arknights, it's crazy. I was looking through some forums and people were talking about Enfield, And the amount of gatekeeping for Enfield was like a crazy amount. And I'm like, who cares? Let new players play. You want to understand why Dawn is a fucking meme? Have you seen her in the game? Have you seen her, Amor? If she isn't a fucking meme, then I would be surprised. Hello, Hermit. Passing by to greet you as I'm at work, Ark. Hope you have a good stream today and hope you feel better soon. Thank you! I'm trying my best. I will be trying my best for the next few days, too. I'm trying to convince the other streamer to play it. It's a hard game to get into, I feel. I don't know, it's hard for me to recommend Limbus Company to any of my friends. So it's one of those, I feel like Limbus Company is one of those games where you get into it when you want to. Because there's no other game outside of Limbus Company that is like this. So for like Hoyo games, you can easily be like, oh, it's, I don't know, or Genshin Impact, oh, it's open world, everybody knows what open world is. Oh, it's action combat, oh, everybody knows what action combat is. So you have games that you can compare it to. And if they played those games, and if they enjoyed those games before, then they'll probably enjoy Genshin Impact as well. But for Limbus Company, it's like, what do you even compare this game to, right? Dawn is a she? Dawn is a she. Yeah, Dawn is a she. Yeah, there's a lot of gender bent characters here in Limbus Company. Ishmael is a dude too, right? In the original Moby Dick. Why is my phone ringing? I'm getting a call like right now. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. This call could have happened 3 hours later. Anyways. Thank you for the follow, Complex Rolls. Welcome in. Walpurgis is so close. Are you excited? I'm excited, but I have no lunacy. So I don't know. I'm a mixed bag of both disappointed in myself and excited at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like I can only watch Walpurgis from afar and enjoy it from afar, but I can't really participate in it unless I whip out a card. My credit card. I think all the female sinners are gender bent characters. I'm trying to think about it. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, right? We need more female characters in classic novels and classic stories. Yeah, we all have to catch up. We all gotta catch up to. I have to catch up to Canto 8 too. It should give you some lunacy. Didn't you just do the Intervallo? Look. Look here. Manager Dawn was on the banner. So we have to pull for her. I had to pull for her. I had to try to pull for her. Saving? What's that? I'm not sure. I'm in Canto 8 in its peak so far. That's what I heard. Everybody who's played Canto 8 is like, oh, this is your peak. And I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm not even there yet. Can you guys chill the heck down with telling me that it's peak? Because now I'm like, shit, I gotta catch up. Oh shit, I gotta witness peak as well with everybody else. And I am impatient. Hello, Salithan. Hey, Ark and chat. Hope you guys have a lovely day. stream in a week? Thank you. I'm trying. My past days, and I feel like this week is going to be a lot of stress, a lot of work, a lot of sweat shopping. So the only time I really get to relax is right here while playing Limbus Company on stream. There's not much relaxing I'll be doing for the next few days. The other thing too is that I was buying stuff for the convention booth, and so I was like, you know what, I deserve a treat. So I ended up buying myself a new pair of earbuds. I also bought myself a monitor stand, because I think the monitor stand will help with my shrimping issue. I don't really have that big of a shrimping issue, but like it might help if the monitor isn't so low. And I have one of those monitors where you can't really adjust the height. Sounds like you need a day or week off. Hope you have some time for yourself soon. Thank you. Thank you. I don't, though. I can't because of deadlines. I'm taking on a lot more projects than I can handle, but at the same time, I don't really regret it. Like, I complain about my lack of time and my stress and whatnot, but it's at the same time, it's really fulfilling. Because this is the stuff I wanted to do for a long time. While I was in the office at work, when I was working 9 to 5, I was so dead. I was so out of it because I was like, I can't draw. I have more of a creative mind, and I don't really have a creative outlet. So now I do, but now there's a lot. What kind of earbuds did you pick up? I treated myself to a new phone this past weekend. What new phone? I wanted to try this new thing. I wanted to try the clip-on earbuds. So they're the... Whoa! Oh my goodness! Thank you for the 10 gifted, Bug Bus! Whoa! Thank you so much. But yeah, I wanted to try the clip-on earbuds. I think it's a relatively new thing. They don't really sit on your ear, but like you clip it behind your ear and in front. The wall perk is fun. Okay, now I guess now I have some lunacy. This is gonna go into the lunacy, into my pulse. Hello, Hagen Dogs, welcome in. 9 to 5 in corporate world is so draining. It is. It is. I have tried them. It's not bad, but it's you need to find the right fit. I have really small ears, and even some of the earbuds, you know, the ones that like you shove into your ears, those ones are too big. Even though some of them are like, this is for small ears, I'm like, no, this is not for small ears. This is for your regular small ears. I have like smaller ears, or more like I have smaller ear holes. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is. One fits on left, the other one falls out. That's why I need the ones that like sit on your ear. Like, I don't like the ones with the silicone plug, whatever it's called. The silicone thing. I hate it, and it feels uncomfortable. So the what is it? The earbuds I'm using right now are the Apple ones, because the Apple ones sit like on your ear instead of going straight in. So I'm like, what if we go a step further, and instead of having it sit on my ear, I just clip it on, right? So we try that. It's coming this Friday, so I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. I always go for IEMs nowadays. Used to like open earbuds or headset. IEMs. Why does that look so familiar? Wait, what are IEMs? What are IEMs? Okay, IEMs. So am I reading that wrong? EIMs? IEMs. No, it's IEMs. In-ear monitors. Oh, I see. In-ear monitors. You guys sound like Ryoshu. You're just abbreviating every single word. Did you see this new one? It was like CTFU. And I'm like, what the hell is CTFU? It's a new Gen Z abbreviation. And I'm like, I'm just too old for this. I'm way too old for this. Let me just read English as it is. This is a fun... Whoops! This is a fun just chatting stream. I remember when I said, oh, I'm gonna switch over to the game before this becomes a just chatting stream. I forgot to do that. Okay, there's no volume right now. Turned it off. Here we go. The game launched. Yep. I launched it before stream. I prepared myself. So I didn't even have to do any setup during the entire duration, the previous 20 minutes. Damn, it's been 20 minutes? Sorry, guys. That's crazy. Okay, this stream can go a little bit longer. I've been talking for too long. All ARK streams are just chatting. Really? No, this one's not a just chatting. What are you talking about? We're playing some Limbus Company. I'm just moving some stuff around the screen. I will press the start touch to start things soon. Give me 1 second. Face the sin, save the ego. Every couple of years I have to check Urban Dictionary a bunch of times to figure out what the next new thing people are saying. I don't want to catch up to this anymore. Thank you for the follow, Gaming with Phantom. Welcome in. There's those bone conduction headphones that transmit sound via vibrations. Nothing in your... What? What? How does that work? How's the volume, by the way, guys? Okay, I see that it is. That you guys are hearing stuff. But that's a good sign. I wanna try that. I need to try the bone vibrations. The bone vibrations. And our brain just like goes, oh, I can sense these vibrations and... How do I say it? Like... transfer them into sound? Is that how it works? Hi Zep, welcome in. We're finally playing Limbus we're finally streaming. Murder on the Warp Express. I might, because these streams are kind of like my relaxing streams. A break from all the work I've been doing. I might just bring Limbus Company back sometime this week. I don't know. It will be a guerrilla stream probably. It won't be a scheduled stream. So that I can catch up faster. And then I can also have a small break in between work. 3 Big Bang cycles? No, you'd be dead by then. What do you mean? You don't live for that long. No way. I have another phone call. Guys, I'm so popular. Okay, never mind. I'll be right back. Alright. It was just a vet confirmation phone call. Okay, back to Murder on the Warp Express. You saw my lunacy count? It's so over. Alright, how did this happen? First, we boarded the warp train to get to our next destination, P-Corp. Is this gonna be like Library of Ruina warp train event again, where people get stuck on it? Lovetown? Lovetown version 2? Got into our fancy first-class flash freeze hibernation capsules. Hello, Drew Not. Drew Newt? Drew out? Welcome in. We just started. This is a very story heavy. This is gonna be a story heavy stream, by the way, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna continue. I will stop talking. We were supposed to arrive at P Corp after a quick blink of an eye. But... Dante, please respond! There's... The first thing I saw when my vision returned was a perplexed look on Faust, who had entered hibernation at the same time as I did. Then I realized that we woke up mid-transit on the warp train. Which could only mean that now we're stranded in some lost, unknown dimension. It's more forgiving than Canto 7. Is Canto 7 gonna be super hard? I'm not excited. Hello, Lazarus. Welcome in. I am back. Dante, I understand your considerable degree of disorientation, but... What the hell happened? First things first. Let's rewind and return to the very start of this highly unfavorable situation we find ourselves in. A few days ago. Our next destination is to a warp train, Dante. What? Yep, that's where it all started. There I was, still perplexed by the incidents at T-Corp, with my awful idea of clearing the air by asking Virgilius for our next destination, not knowing the storm that my innocent question would bring. Verily, I must have misheard. I'm quite certain you didn't, Quixote. He calls her by Quixote? Anyways, we're now en route to the T-Corp warp train station. A warp train station must have been some conundrum that must be resolved there, indeed? A quest that must be swiftly addressed at the station, yes? Did a distortion pop up at one of the warp platforms or something? I see that you are now significantly less disinclined to take on some side jobs. But no. Let me pin your message, oh my god. Thank you very much. Pin. Yippee! Okay, back to Limbus Company. We are boarding the warp train to get to P Corp. End of story. There's nothing between the lines, so don't try reading into it. It was only natural that the sinners immediately fell into a state of collective dumbfounded shock. None of the sinners have any history of working at W Corp, but... We're actually taking that train? Through what vague information we could gather from the identities, we all had some fragmentary knowledge about the terrible secrets of the warp train's operations. I initially considered hiding this information from the rest of the sinners, but since sharing things with everyone and letting them get to their 2 cents and usually ended up being pretty helpful, I've been sharing more than these as of late. Where are my glasses? Nowhere. Whatever. Though I have very dim, if present at all, recollections from the time during which I wear the identities. Hi, Clock. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good vacation. Go back to the normie life. Go back to doing your thing outside. Why are you here? It can be determined from the conversational records between the manager and the identities that the mechanisms behind warp train's operations can be deemed as somewhat bizarre and inefficient. Hello, Water Gaming. How are you doing? I love your model. I've also been playing and loving Limbus for almost a year now. It's always fun to see more creators play this amazing game. A year. Me too. Welcome in. I just took a long, like, 9-month hiatus. Bizarre. Like, JoJo? Oh no. We're summoning all the JoJo fans again. Oh, ad break. Oh no. You're walking through the National Cemetery. If you see a ghost, let me know. I also heard that the passengers get so tired and weary that they start literally ripping and tearing into one another. Sounds like I might finally have a chance to see a masterpiece with my own eyes. Even when the sinners wear the identities through my identity cards, the identity's memories or beliefs don't bleed into them once it's over and done with. Knight isn't here. I'm gonna revoke Bro's JoJo license. Do it. Run to his house right now. Knock down the door. Steal his license. I remember when Faust explained that, due to the risks associated with embracing such influences, there was a filtering process to intentionally block them from reaching the sinners. That's why the sinners could use the identities of some of our worst enemies without getting infected by their philosophies and whatnot. But it also meant that they couldn't retain any new information that each identity had to offer. Oh, this is the identity lore! So when you guys mentioned that, yeah, Dante's can see all the different stories from the identities, this is what they're talking about. Back to admiring our capital city toodles. Goodbye! Question mark. Goodbye? That's why I keep a record of some things that sound particularly important and sometimes share it with the rest of the sinners. This game has grown so much since I played. I played when Kanto 6 was the most recent Kanto. Since then, I've seen some big streamers, even like Tectone and Genazad play it, and tons more of small creators. It's really cool too, since the game story is freaking peak. It is freaking peak. It is really interesting seeing them pick it up too. Who was it? From Phase Connect? Hime Miyarie? She's been playing it a lot. I think she played it around maybe a bit earlier than... She picked it up a bit earlier than I did, but now she's like really into it. My voice doesn't really carry well past the window, so most of our communications are one-sided. But, hello Balkia's pig. Chillin'? Yeah. When I'm streaming, I am chillin'. If I'm not, I'm probably working my ass off and sweating. Yume's deadass PM Strongest Soldier. I've been looking at her social media. I'm like, this girl's insane, whatever she's doing. But, maybe ignorance really is bliss. Your alarmed response and possible incompliance have already been accounted for. Lady Faust, then thou hast known this all along? Wherefore hast thou not deigned to tell me of this? Faust has indeed known this all along. As no knowledge is out of Faust's reach, as expected, a solution to your dilemma has already been prepared. Yume is quite a specimen. She is. I can't even catch her streams because she's way ahead of me, so it would be spoilers. But I'm really happy to see her like so into Limbus Company. It's really funny. I seriously doubt your solution involves not getting on the train. So what is it? The bus. Oh, what about this bus? There's no way this thing fits inside a train car. Karen vetoes too. No one to feed Mephi when Karen's gone. Miss Faust. The rearmost tail cars of warp trains are all freight cars. That is where Mephistopheles will be safely fastened and transported. The LCB will have the benefit of boarding as first-class passengers. The bus begins to swell with noise again, though in a slightly different air to alarmed response from earlier. Wait, she got Tenma into it too? Wait, I thought Tenma was in it before Hime was. Unless it was the opposite. Unless it was the opposite. Funny how the only two phase girls I watch are straight up the most freaky. Tenma and Clara? They're all, I think all of phase girls are freaky. First class passengers? What? The seats of those pompous toffs? Even in normal trains, you got those sods whose proudest accomplishments in life is planting in the asses in first class seats, while others are cramming themselves into freight cars because they haven't had the cash for even an economy ticket. Hey, don't look at me. I've never been in one of those first class seats before either. Isn't the ticket for a single first class seat like as expensive as 3-4 month salary of first year wing employee? Can our budget really handle getting a ticket for all of us? Someone convincing Iron Mouse to play it? I don't think she would. I can't imagine Iron Mouse playing any, like, getting into any gacha at all. Hime really goes hard for Project Moon, even though her model is a sinner in Limbus. She has, like, the Nugget model, right? She has one that looks like a sinner's uniform. Something like that. I'm really impressed by her Millie covers, too. The company's budget is not a subject that warrants your concern. I heard first-class passengers get some cool bonus stuff like personalized private capsules or something, don't they? That is the promotional language, yes. They are flash-freeze hibernation capsules, to be precise. They have been designed to easily withstand the true amount of time it takes for the warp train to travel from point A to point B. The trip will be over in a blink of an eye for the passengers. The company's regard for our well-being is unfamiliar, yet welcome. To be provided such extravagance merely for our comfort, such occurrence is quite seldom. What kind of VTuber are you in terms of lore? Your model is extremely unique. I'm from space! I'm an alien! Glorp. Right? I honestly thought they were going to slip just the guide and Karen and the first class citizens and ship the rest of us in the economy cars. Beep boop. I'm glad you guys can understand my alien speech. This seems like an unnecessary luxury. They should have saved their budget and given only the executive manager and their loyal advisor access to those seats. Azu, how dare you? Banned. I'm kidding. Sorry I'm late. I just started. We had a whole just chatting moment earlier. And I'm taking my time reading this because I'm talking to you guys while I'm reading. I have to do something important real quick. Do it now! Goodbye, gamer. See ya. What does that mean, problems? I can't read that. Is that your alien speech? You're very close. You're a few letters off. I low-key hope it doesn't. While I love more people to experience this entire journey, almost all communities I've been a part of that grew big inevitably ended up being more and more negative and toxic as a result. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Limbus company community was already pretty negative and toxic from the very start. I'm not gonna lie when I say this, but it was pretty bad. From all of the, you know, the forums and Reddit and everything that I've been browsing through. It's always, I think it always goes from like being, first of all, toxic, and then it brings in all the normies, and it becomes like normal again, and then the normies turn into elitists, and then you get like toxicity again. So it's like a roller coaster of a positive community and then a negative community. Yeah, it's like every community. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're taking the train to get to our next mission, alright? We have to think about the unique nature of warp trains and prepare ourselves accordingly. Right? I know it's first class and all, but warp trains are just plain creepy. I know we'd just be worried about For example, economy passengers are going to have a hard time getting into first-class car if they can even attempt to open it. I mean, I'm pretty sure the door separating the cars is ironclad. LCG? On the Clover site? It's unironically the most welcoming place outside of smaller niche communities. That's interesting, I didn't know that. I haven't visited it. You're at the end of the Intervallo. Hello, hotel. Welcome in. I just started. Was it a good Intervallo? Did you enjoy it? No spoilers, just say yes or no, or you don't have to say anything at all. I'm guessing it is. Morse code? I can't speak Morse code. Sounds very danger. It is. Project Moon community has been largely positive. That's good. That's good. I think everywhere is just toxic. Ishmael, who'd been holding that first-class promotional pamphlet in her hands for a while, was chattering on with fire in her eyes. I can't speak binary either. You guys are strange. We won't even have to lift a finger. We just have to board the train, get into our capsules, shut our eyes, and snooze through the entire ride until all that mess in the other cars blows over. I heard they used to give out commemorative merch back when the finances were in the gutter. And, oh. A true adventure is not without its hardship. Yet, even the most exalted of heroes cannot venture without respite, and in very rare occasions the hero might even deign to select a few class seats to rest in place of a quaint inn. Indeed, indeed. Seems like everyone was at least somewhat interested in the fabled first-class seats of Warp Train. The first-class seats? Not everywhere. Some smaller streams are pretty wholesome and cultivated kind and welcoming communities. Like this Dreamy... Who is dreamyxark? I haven't heard of them. Who's that? I stumbled upon this stream and the expression on the thumbnail makes me unwise. This one? This one in particular? It has to be a different one. Maybe you should raid them. Miss Zark_Crevice. dreamyxark. I don't know these people. Who are you guys addressing? Zark, not my name. Welcome back, gamer. Seems like everyone was at least somewhat interested in the fabled first-class seats of warp trains. Yeah, you only know X_Ark_Cressix. Me too. Whoever that is. X-Ark Cressix. You forgot a K. Not my name. I could sense that there was a growing consensus among the sinners that even a warp train trip might be acceptable if it meant that they could ride in the first-class seats. I will board the train if I must. Is first-class seating mandatory? I prefer the scenic route. Don't want to miss it out on the fun. Ryoshu, really? By the way, guys, I need to take another minute because I need a bio break. I've been drinking way too much water this morning, and I should probably grab my glasses because I think my eyesight's dying on me from the past few days. Okay, I'll be right back. 2 seconds. I can read with my other eye now. Hi guys, I'm back. Queen of Rabies? Did you change your name? Welcome in. Try the warp train without first class or learn martial arts for 10 years. Hello, Ube. Martial arts? What are you guys talking about? The warp train? A hamster water bottle filled with coffee near the desk? How did you know? Are you looking at me from outside the window? That was supposed to be a secret. I'll have you know too that I'm in a little hamster cage with a little hamster wheel as well, and I run on the wheel whenever I get restless. I'm basically a alien dragon hamster. Human size though. The warp train was real cold. I'm so sorry you had to experience that off pill. I hope you got out. Anyways, let's continue. Is first class seating mandatory? I prefer the scenic route. Oh. Good old Ryoshu. Virgilius pretended to not hear Ryoshu's question. Wow, that's rude. Very well. Then I assume that we are all in agreement. Let's go. It's Rome Builder, the Queen of Rabies? That was Rome Builder. You did change your name. Of a matter of great import to discuss with the... What is it? Out with it, lass. Beating around the bush ain't like you. Oh no, they're cleaning the windows now. Oh no, let me just close the freaking blinds. Okay. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Don Quixote carefully began, almost whispering in a low tone. That is, in the first class seats. I've heard tell that we must board with our feet freed from our boots. Don, that claim hold water? Oh, come on now. What kind of nonsense gossip is this coming from this time? There's no gossip, forsooth. I have overheard aught of those who had walked past here today, and... When one of them inquired, you know that you gotta go barefoot in first class, right? The other responded with, of course, man. What am I, stupid? Doth the traveler speak true, Ishmael? Don't ask me. I've never been on one of these either. Hello, Fenris. Welcome in. Hamster cage with blinds is rather unique. What, yours don't have blinds? I don't remember seeing anything like that on the pamphlet. Give me a second. Does telling her how warp trains work consider spoilers? They already explained it in the game, didn't they? It's like, it goes in light speed or something? Or I also played Library of Ruina. Maybe they explained it in Library of Ruina. They probably did. With Lovetown. I must have separated from... Rocinante? Who is that? Not even for a twinkle. I shan't toss Rocinante to the side next to such vulgarities like the ugly shoes of Sir Heathcliff. Oh, she's so mean. What's wrong with his drip? There's nothing wrong with his drip. Oh, you little... I implore thee, O illustrious red gaze. Prithee grant me thy permission and allow me to board with Rocinante. Oh, her boots. We had this discussion last time. I just forgot about it. I feel like you guys have already mentioned this last time too. I expected Virgilius to answer with his usual exasperated rebuff. Contrary to my expectations, however, he responded in somewhat serious tone, if tainted by that familiar annoyance. The hee-hee-ha-ha boots. Fine. Keep your shoes on. He's so done. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, I ask the same thing every time it's brought up. I don't even know how to pronounce the word. Rocinante? Rocinante? The Northern Fixer. This place is huge. That was my first impression of the warp train station. The second attempt was on point. Rocinante? Roshinant? Oh, so this is? Don Quixote shouted vibrantly, immediately recovered from her previous apprehension of the sheer possibility that she might be separated from Rocinante. Rocinante. Rocinant. I don't know. Rocinante. It's a common joke in Korea. You have to take your shoes when you board a train or plane. Imagine walking on a plane barefoot. And that kind of nasty. So each nest has one of these massive structures in them. Master Roshi from Dragon Balls? I've got nothing. Oi, know anything about what they're asking? It's Rossinan. That doesn't tell me anything. That doesn't tell me anything, Carnage. Heathcliff asked, gesturing towards Mersault with his chin. Even warp train stations has been built with a general design philosophy that draws from the respective nest architectural idiosyncrasies. It can also be said that many critics in relevant fields praise the warp train stations as one of the many cultural cornerstones of the city. I have no idea when it happened, but Heathcliff started treating Mersault like a walking encyclopedia from time to time. How many walking encyclopedias do we have in our party? Faust? Mersault? Rocinante. Okay, that works. Okay, that definitely works. Doesn't her ego also pronounce Rocinante? I don't know. You can tell I don't use her ego very much. Mersault! Young Mersault! Look! Lo! Is that a passenger over there? Over yonder, one of the... from the west? Ronaldo? Ye Sang and Audis? Are they also encyclopedias? They're like encyclopedias of their own niche. Their own niche subjects and topics and interests. Incorrect. Leather-based clothing and metal armor are the predominant fashion trends, often visible in the outfits of the Western population. While that individual's cloth-based style is somewhat ambiguously observed through the population of North and South, they are largely considered to be an Eastern fashion trend, rarely seen among Western. Prithee! Slow thyself, or I must make a record of thy lectures. What wisdom dost thou have to impart regarding the fashion of the northern region? I have once espied in a magazine that they are garbed in puffy, loose-fitting outfits. Understandably so, given the colder climate of the region. An opportunity for first-hand observation stands before you. Oh! Ah! 3 seconds of screaming duet. One of utter fascination, the other of unmitigated frustration. That's a really cool helmet, though. What the shit? You nearly blew up my eardrums. You're the one to talk. He looks so mad. What is with this guy? Dude, I've got an audible frequency range expansion implant in my eardrums. Holy shit, man. Now get the hell out of my way. You're blocking the walkway like a ragtag band of hicks who never seen a warp train before. Damn it. I'll take the train all the way here for an expedition, only to lose my target. Now these assholes are trying to blow up my eardrums. Great. Just great. I love this. Guys, is it obvious that we've never been on a warp train before? And the round-trip ticket fee came straight out of my damn pocket. Whoa, watch out, big fella. Someone might get seriously hurt if you keep swinging those 4 arms around, each holding a weapon to boot. What is he, an assassin? Are you going to Walpurgis Gamba? Do I look like I have the lunacy? No. Maybe. I'll think about it. I just spent money on myself yesterday. I don't know if I want to whip out my credit card again. Thank you for the follow, Frog Log Potato. Prithee, wilt thou stand still for a moment to satisfy a few inquiries of mine regarding thy outfit? Oh, yes, yes. Stand in absolute stillness for 5 minutes and I... Seriously? The fixer, with a particularly impressive set of prosthetic arms, spent a few moments venting several of his numerous grievances at us before storming off to a different platform. Don't forget that someone gave you Walpurgis Fund earlier. You're right. You're right. I'll have to do a 10 pull. I'll do a 10 pull. Ah, indeed. 'Tis grand, this city of sundry odd personalities. I'm pretty sure he was thinking the same thing. You'll thankfully be able to receive a maxed out magical girl Don Quixote. That's exactly it too. I can borrow your units. I want Rhodia though. I kind of want Rhodia. I want both of them. Shit. I can only choose one. I can only choose one if I borrow a support. I guess there really is a lot of people in the city with full body prosthetics. You also need my ID. Here, I'll put mine on here so that you don't have to put yours out. Give me a second. I'll finish this first. I liked your voice and model Insta follow. Thank you. I'm glad you do. Well then, we'll rendezvous at the destination. Huh? Will the illustrious Red Gaze not ride alongside us? W Corp policy demands that fixers bestowed with a color title must board a train specially prepared for them instead. Wow, lucky bastard. Oh, are you like riding the first class plus or something? That's a color fixer for you, I guess. Special treatment from the wings no matter where he goes. Karen wants to go back to Mephi. Mephi would be lonely. I told you before, Karen. 3 separate times, actually. Each time I brought you one of those candies that people aren't allowed aboard the freight cars. Where's she going? Then Miss Faust. Yes? Virgilius, after exchanging a knowing look and nod to Faust, escorted the particularly peeved Karen away. Dante, let us proceed this way. We followed Faust's guidance to the entrance of our train car. Damn. Ooh, new background. Wait, do they have to sit in here? Are these like oxygen masks? I hope not. Whoa. Hey, our colors are starting to come back. Get in the pod, Shinji. Oh. Hey, they must be the fabled complimentary food and drink of the first class seats. Heck yeah, of course. Quality stuff like these gotta be included in the insane pricing. The general response of this room was a surprise at the rows upon rows of expensive-looking sizable capsules. Flash freeze hibernation. I can't read. Huh? I guess it literally freezes our bodies in a flash? Faust, are these flash freeze hibernation devices safe? Please elaborate on your exact definition of safe. These things are supposed to freeze us solid, right? Can we really come back from something like that? Logically speaking, no. A flash freeze hibernation device will put you in a temporary state of death caused by rapid cellular cryopreservation process. However, the rapidity of the process prevents damage to your cells during the phase change. Therefore, in most normal cases, this will not cause any issues. Faust is aware that this model has fully resolved cell membrane breaching issues caused by cryogenic density change, or by ice crystal growths of water molecules. I missed about half of what you said, but your point is that it's safe, right? Say Dante. Same. This is too sciencey for me. Power went out, but it's back. Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back to Limbus Company. We just found out about the cryogenic freezing chambers. Freezing chambers of hibernation. Yes, as far as Faust is aware, even if an issue were to arise during the journey, because everyone will be reverted to their states at the beginning of the train trip upon arrival, there won't be any lasting complication from the said problem. It's Happy Face. Oh no. Oh no, it's Happy Face. Welcome in. You've caused me so much trauma in Library of Ruina. I've got some real talent in dragging out something as simple as, yeah, it's safe. To so many words, seriously. Indeed, as Faust's talents are not limited to a singular field. Okay, but that still leaves a lot to be worried about. Just as I was wondering, however, I realized that there was something odd about the way she phrased that answer. Wait, what did she say? What? Oh, because he asked if it was safe and she's not saying yes. She's giving him a whole lecture on what it is. As far as Faust is aware, are you saying that it could be wrong? As a general rule, Faust does not err. However, Faust is also not a divine being. There is certain information in the world that Faust has yet to have access to. Therefore, while Faust may speak the facts, it is said may not always align with the truth. Okay. They don't call first class for nothing, I guess. P-Corp's way up there in northernmost corner of the city, but this thing'll take us there in a blink of an eye, huh? That's one hell of a time saver. The Faust sang shipping material? What? Really? Wait, that's a ship? Hello, Blobby! You're gonna distort right now! Kidding, welcome in. It's nice to see you here. Prepare thyself, Rocinante! Thus begins the long jaunt. Oh, I've been meaning to ask, Don Quixote. Do you ever, wash those shoes? Uh-oh, she's stinky. Where'd that come from, Rhodia? No, I mean, think back to when we were inside that whale. When that whale blew up, we got all kinds of its gross, slimy bits on us. They were on our clothes, our shoes, everything. Yeah. And do you remember how much we had to scrub to get that bloody fishy, fleshy gunk out of our clothes? Hello, bro god, welcome in. This really isn't something I want to revisit, but yeah. I go now for now. Bye, goodbye! Goodbye, Drew Nout. Drew Nout. Goodbye, Cereal. Bye-bye. Thank you for the follow. Right, and do you also remember how Don Quixote never took his shoes off once during the whole ordeal? Droon out. Okay, I gotcha. Walpurgis, are you ready, happy face? Are you ready for Walpurgis? Good night. Sleep tight. Let the bed bugs bite. Or not. Okay, I guess they do look a bit filthy. I ask thee, dear compatriots, has thou ever witnessed an errant knight who leaves the side of their beloved steed? Can't say I ever witnessed a knight before, though. Then thou shalt know, starting now. Behold! Hearken to it. I remember it well. They don't spare us even a moment of quiet, do they? You have 10,000 lunacy? Never mind, I shouldn't have asked. I feel like everybody has a lot more than me. Fine. That's okay. I'll be okay. Whoa, have you been on one of these, Aldous? They have been treated to premium VIP seats of similar grandiosity back then. This is nothing to fuss over. How much lunacy do you have? I don't know. Less than 200. Not enough for a single pull. Maybe enough for a single pull? Aldous, who is sitting there and shaking her legs, suddenly asked Faust a question. I am cooked. Hey, you're confident that no accidents ever occurred in one of those first-class cars, yes? In order to prevent cases of unnecessary anxiety and misgivings among listeners, the history of accidents that has occurred aboard warp trains will not be shared. Just play story? I'm so slow with the story, guys. We're only on the second node of warp train murder on the warp express. Wait, what the? Oh, here it goes. Oh, I think we're leaving soon. This is how Boeing works, the planes. It's never really safe. This is for warp train PW 612 bound for P Corp. Boarding period is ending soon. It's gonna be like Love Town again. No, please not. Please no. No love trap. No, no Tom Mary. I'm done. The sinners, who are either leisurely enjoying their complimentary snacks or taking a look around the first-class car, suddenly became a lot busier. Then let us hurry and enter our capsules before it is too late. Oh no, why isn't this? The other sinners made it into their capsules, no problem, but I felt like I was the only one who's fumbling. Is it anxiety, Dante? I think so. Initiating warp in 10 minutes. Allow me to assist you. Stand as though you are leaning back, and Faust expertly guided me into the capsule as though she's done something like this before. Is this Dawn? Oh, that's so funny. Faust. Oh, and then press the button inside the capsule that closed the hatch. Is she just gonna freeze like that? Okay, if I was gonna freeze in a in a what's it called, a cryogenic hibernation chamber, I would also freeze in a cool position. Praise the sun. Do not worry too much. We will meet again in but a moment, Dante. I thought I heard a brief sigh, but the hatch shut tightly before I could ask her anything. Initiating warp. Please confirm that your seatbelts are firmly fastened. The last thing I saw before my capsule began to fill with gas was Faust climbing into her own capsule, opposite of mine. I had no idea then. I would never in my life board W Corp even if it meant being hunted by breaking the contract. Really? I think it would be pretty cool. What she really meant by "we will meet again, but in a moment." Dante, you must wake up, Dante. But one thing I knew for sure. Is he like frozen? An inconceivable situation has occurred. That something had seriously gone wrong. Oh, he's never gonna wake up now. No, not another love town. Not another one. Alright, here it goes. Disappearing Pass. The Dante Ice Cube. Yo. We're here already? Wow. I guess that wasn't an exaggeration at all. It all really happened in a blink of an eye. As always, Rose was giving me her usual look, which was a complete lack of emotive expression. Which, I suppose, is why you didn't immediately register that something had gone awry. No, we are not yet at our destination. Not again. Huh? When I finally came to, and after I had some time to digest that odd reply, I looked up to her face once again, and realized that her expression was more antsy than usual, by a microscopically minuscule degree. How can you tell? So, this train is still running? Yes. Then, where are we? I believe we are currently stranded in an unidentified dimension. Coordinates unknown. I took a reflective, deep breath from the sheer horror of the numerous implications stuffed into that dryly delivered sentence. When that passed, the first thing that struck my mind was that we were about to suffer the very thing that we were so worried about. I see. But I soon found myself calming down. Yes, this had to be part of Faust's plan. She probably saw this coming from a mile away. I don't think she did. Thank you for the lunacy! Oh my goodness. Thanks, gamer. We need to fix that. Now we can pull... what is it? 20 pulls? But this is just a part of the plan, right, Faust? That was an unusually long silence from Faust. You are half correct, yet half incorrect. With that, Faust left me to flounder in the chaotic stream of vaguely terrifying information, and she began stopping by each capsule to wake the sinners. Oh, we're here already? Man, it really happened in a blink of an... No. Oh, what's this? We're here already, for real? It really happened in a blink of a... No. Whoa, we're here already? I guess I was really worrying over nothing. No. Oh my god. Oh, no. Yet, I have not uttered a single word. Everybody's saying the exact same thing. There was a brief cheer, a little hurrah, about regaining our colors, followed by a flat-toned explanation of our current predicament, which was then followed by a long, loaded silence, which was a sequence of events I had the pleasure of watching play out on about 10 consecutive occasions. Dante, I understand your confusion. However, perhaps an elaboration of our present circumstance is necessary? Hi, Natasha. You're welcome in. And that brings us to the present. We're supposed to arrive at our destination, but we haven't. And the train is lost somewhere. For a small recap. Let me get this right. This train's still running. And we're drifting through some unknown dimension? Oh, odd about that struck me as quite dramatic. Most importantly, are you saying that you already knew that this would happen, Faust? Come to my Embrace Arknights collab. Me too. I don't know, how I will survive all of that, back to back. What the hell is wrong with you, huh? The sinners each begin to voice their anger. Of course, this wasn't the first time Faust and Virgilius intentionally and knowingly omitted certain details about events in our path. Oh. Are you insane? It's not like we can just retreat or jump out of that bus when stuff hits the fan. Opening the door will result in nearly immediate destruction of the physical body. Does Zark have coffee? I do. I think it's still under dreamyxark. I don't think I changed it. But hey, well, at least you know what to do like you always do, right? You got a plan, right? She doesn't. Oh no. Right? This is like the meme with Natalie Portman. You got a plan, right? Hello, Oji-san. Welcome in. Faust, whom I had rarely ever seen at loss for words, was unusually slow to respond. What's up with her? Lass looked totally out of it today. She gives me a sideways glance. There must be something she can't discuss in front of the sinners. I didn't realize how much of a titan Mersal and Rhodia is. Yeah, they're huge! I wish to be that tall. I have to go now. Goodbye, gamer. Goodbye, Ice. Thanks for joining me today. She said that something inconceivable has happened. The other sinner's anger was completely understandable. It also makes sense that this continued lack of communication was harming her trust in Faust. Alright, we're going to go over the situation from the start, okay? Meanwhile, I'm only 165. Oh, you're close to me, Rama! We're close in heights. But just letting things play out might really turn against everyone. Everyone against Faust, and for good. Besides, I doubt Faust woke us up in the middle of the trip, just to spite us. How tall are you, by the way? I'm 5 centimeters shorter than you. Which is average height, by the way. First things first, I gotta get the sinners to calm down. Then I'll ask Faust to tell us what happened. If there's a problem, we'll figure it out and deal with it as we move along. Gregor's the same height as us? Really? He seems like it. Tell us what's going on, Faust. All of it, and in a way we can all understand. Drink water. I just did! I always do. Let us hear her out first. Is that okay with you guys? If you say so, I'll go along with it. Will you stream polls during the LC Arknights event? I don't know, Blobby. My poll stream might take like 1 minute, 2 seconds. I'll be a 2-second stream. Did you remove water? I did. I did because I need to remove it for the art streams. I get too distracted. Thank you, Ben. after some time. Or singular, Paul. The gist of Faust's explanation was as follows. Goodbye, happy face. Thanks for joining me today. Good night. The cause of this issue, as always, involved a certain contract and unilateral decision from the higher-ups of Limbus Company. W Corp caught wind of Limbus Company's recent distortion contract management promotions and decided to contract us to deal with the mysterious, repeated series of incidents suspected to have been caused by distortion, after multiple failed attempts to resolve it on their own, of course. The distortions themselves likely did not pose a problem for W Corp. Based on the available information, it can be determined that they would have all been neutralized as soon as the train arrived, and any transformed passengers would have been reverted to their human forms. But the real issue was that the passengers were disappearing. Passengers? Spirited away? Alas, such is impossible aboard these trains, is it not? Oh, the murder of the Warp Express. That is the question for which we must discover the precise cause and effect of. Did W Corp share anything to get us started? That appears to be the most prominent cause of this misunderstanding. She explained that W Corp refused to share anything about the trains because they were concerned about maintaining the secrets of their singularity. Oh, come on. Spirited Away mentioned, that's a really good movie. I used to watch that movie once a year. By myself. Or with friends. Maybe that's exactly why they sought out an upstart business like Limbus Company to deal with this. Now that I think about it, we wouldn't even know where to start if we didn't have access to the information that the identity cards had to offer. Faust produced what appeared to be a key card with W Corp logo on it, before continuing with her explanations. However, we were given this master key card that can open and close the hibernation capsules at will. We may return to our respective capsules as soon as the contract is fulfilled, and safely complete the rest of the journey as we planned from the beginning. These bloody wings, every single one of them is being absolutely balmy. I think it's a bit unkind to them to ask us to finish the puzzle without all the important pieces. At least, at T-Corp. The chief executive director tagged along as our assistant, not to mention kindly explaining so many new things to us. It sounds like Miss Faust was struck between a rock and a hard place herself. Some sinners grew more receptive after our explanations, albeit with a sigh. I would have appreciated it if you at least gave us a hint. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but it's not like there's something out there monitoring your every move and every word, right? That is... Oh, there is! There is?! But not everyone was willing to let this go without saying their piece. Next time, I will take your inputs into account. And that's everything I can do for her. It's an undeniable truth that Faust had disappointed the sinners with what she's done. Hi, Ness. Hopefully you're doing well and having a wonderful morning so far. Thank you. I am. I'm having a better day than I was yesterday and the day before. So what's next in our agenda? Yeah, what's done is done, right? Besides, it's not like we gotta rot away for thousands of years inside this metal box. That is something I must first discuss with Dante. Discuss? But discussing things with other people is very unlike Faust. What are we discussing, Faust? We must converse in a low volume, Dante. Why are we whispering? Her secretive attitude only exacerbated my already battered sense of safety. My connection to what? To Gesellschaft? I mean, Faust has been severed. I'm sorry, what? Your Wi-Fi got disconnected. No! Oh no. I cannot access Faust's knowledge at the moment. I guess I really was right to be anxious. Faust got disconnected from her Discord server. Oh no, she's returning to normie life. Touching grass, but not really. Oh, this is cool! Like, as you go through the train, every single area kind of like... Oh, it's like you're going through the different cars. Oh, that's so cool! Inaccessible. Oh, you know what this means. We're bringing our W Corp team. We can bring backup now?
자, 해골바가지랑 거미 대가. 후드려 패러.
Oh, I can't. Oh, it's just one?
자, 해골바가지랑 거미
No, it's more than one. I'm clicking the wrong thing. Oh, okay.
어디 가는지는 관심
I gotcha.
없어.
장비 시동 걸었습니다.
Alrighty. Battle.
기차와 같이 달려나가겠어.
Gesellschaft. What do you mean you can't? I mean it in the most literal sense. My access to Faust's input and information, which has always been readily available, is completely severed. Oh, what if everything's about the situation is something you don't have access to yet, like you said last time? One cannot completely dismiss that possibility, but even that is uncertain. Every answer Faust has given me was always full of confidence and methodical expertise. I don't think she ever said a sentence that was this full of speculation and doubt. Then, Faust, you are... Yes, at this moment, I am limited to operating only with my knowledge. So, essentially, she's connected to an encyclopedia, which is... Gesellschaft. I cannot discern the cause of this disconnection. More than enough precautions have likely been taken in case of interdimensional travel, but perhaps Faust did not take into account an occasion in which we may have to access an unidentified dimension such as this. Or, even if it was taken into account, this particular dimension may not yet have been subject to cross-observation. The Faust GPT. There is nothing that suggests my connection to Faust will be lost. Not even as we boarded the train, to be honest. This is a rather disagreeable situation for me. Alright, for now. Now that changes everything. I recalled the last thing I saw before the latch on the capsule closed, and Faust told me not to worry too much. Okay, this is just a minor setback, nothing we can't beat, right? We got this. I began to mutter like I was trying to convince myself. As the manager, my job is to calm everyone down and set their sights on the future. Just as Faust did for me immediately before the hatch closed. You're right about why you were disconnected, and that problem will solve itself once we're off the train. And if we do ever run out of options, I'll just turn the clock and see what happens. Don't stress yourself too much. We still have a lot of work to do. Your knowledge, my, clock, and the sinners, and... I could feel my confidence taking a hit with every word that came out of my metaphorical mouth. But it seemed to be enough for Faust. She nodded. Understood. And, to the sinners... The fact that we are currently confined to a warp train, an operation must be a source of enough stress. I believe that sharing Faust's current state with them would add an unnecessary source of tension. Clock mentioned. Not that clock. What? So wrecking this door ain't gonna do anything? We're going to bite it once it opens? Ugh, how many times do I have to tell you that you're not even strong enough to break the door down? A billion years in this box. Yeah, good idea. So, what now? Do we have to take a searching sweep around the car or something? There's a theory where Faust Canto, she removes Gesellschaft and becomes her own person. It would be cool. Remember when I said I didn't really like Faust because I feel like she's kind of like a robot in a sense? And she doesn't really have much personality, so I would love to see that. A Gen Zer without ChatGPT. What are they like? In the grand scheme of things, yes. Faust clears the air with a cough before continuing. By A-Corp's standard timescale, approximately 3 years have passed since her departure. Heathcliff and Ishmael definitely fits for each other, but it seems like Ishmael would file a defamation lawsuit if she knew some people shipped her with Heathcliff. Okay, I kind of do. I'm not here to get sued today, though. Time to drink water. You mean coffee? In the book, Mephistopheles is the demon that made a deal with Faust, so... what if the bus belongs to her? I'm imagining Faust saying skibbity, and I'm not sure I want that either. Okay, I would love to see it just for the shits and giggles. Faust saying skibbity? 3 days, huh? What did I miss? Faust was just explaining the situation to Dante and how she's disconnected from the internet. I feel like I just blinked and I guess that's hibernation for you. As you were all informed prior to boarding, there was no way for the economy class passengers to enter the first class car. That is why the place has remained untouched. However, cross-referencing my own deductions and W Corp's rather fragmentary explanations, I can assume that the situation is currently under progress in the economy class cars. And the April Fools that you miss. Oh, don't say that. I do regret missing it. The, part where they thrashed the shite out of one another, tearing their limbs off. Oh, that mess. No, I doubt that. I don't think it gets that bad in just 3 days. Besides, that's supposed to be business as usual for W Corp, right? There must be something else that's out of the ordinary that they want us to deal with. Precisely. In my opinion, it is. We reminded you a few hours before it ended too. I know! I know. It was my own fault. Just as Faust was about to continue, Don Quixote raised her index finger to her lips and signaled her to be quiet. Dost thou hear aught as I do? Scratching. Nay. Rapping. Forsooth, past this gate must be... Tom Mary? Is that you? As Don Quixote kept listening with her ear to the door, an odd expression and half curiosity and half horror appeared on her face. I would not put my ear to that door if I were her. Like, you never know, something's gonna punch right through it. It is possible that there must be... Lady Faust? After that very distressful noise, everyone simultaneously turned their heads to look at Faust, who closed her eyes, briefly in thought. Please step aside for a moment, Don Quixote. It would be best if I observed it with my own eyes. With that, she produced the MasterCard key from her pocket and approached the panel installed next to the door. Whoa, hang on a minute. You're going to open the door? I intend to follow your usual flavor of suggestion, Heathcliff. That there are times in which a physical altercation is preferable to detached premonitions. Huh? My suggestion? Well, I ain't going to disagree with you there, but what's gotten into you, lass? After all, how could I deduce anything without seeing it myself? Are you guys ready? After a brief mechanical beep. Oh, I do not like that sound! Hideous creatures suddenly crashed through the open door and charged wildly in our direction. You've been so afraid. Oh no. Oh, at least they're not like Tom Mary. They kind of look cool though. Craving blood bag passenger. Did they turn into vampires? Alright, W Corp team. Let's clean up. Blood bag? How interesting. Is this a lead up to Canto 7? Is Canto 7 about vampires? This is the skin of a killer Bella. Bella? Blood... blood bag? Blood bags were the hit movie Mad Max Fury Road? Did you guys watch that movie? It was interesting. Ow. What's your deal? Hello, Knight with a Gun. We were talking about JoJo earlier. You completely missed our 30-minute conversation about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo? I'm kidding, it only lasted like 2 minutes. Surprisingly, a pretty good movie considering the previous entry was a long time before it. There was a previous entry for it? I didn't know that. I thought there was like, it's like a standalone kind of thing. Lady Faust? However similar in appearance that may have been to the passengers. Verily, 'tis as though they were in complete want of sense. Like people palidified by the whale. Don Quixote hesitated until the last second to raise her weapon against them. She hung her head, mournfully. Normally. There were 3 before? That's a lot. I didn't know that. We're learning about Mad Max lore. Faust would have told her more information about these monsters before the fight began. And she would not have been burdened by the sheer thought of bringing harm to the innocent. Faust began searching the area, closely observing various bodies and the general idea for information. You appear particularly inquisitive today, Miss Faust. Huh? Yeah. Aren't you usually the one who has all the answers while we're racking our brains trying to come up with something? The sinners were starting to feel that there's something off about Faust's behavior. They might even soon realize that there is something wrong with Faust. Don Quixote. They are not dead. Huh? Observe closer. The parts are all tethered to one another by something. Are they not? Oh ho! It appears that the flow of time has ceased in the space. Therefore, it follows that the connections that tether bodies to life and away from death remain intact. To my relief, Faust managed to correctly figure out what's going on, like her usual self, even if it took her slightly longer than it usually does. Hey, what'd I say? We got this! Huh? What was that about? Oh, nothing. But I'd forgotten that not all sinners were content with nodding along to whatever information Faust told us. The flow of time is seized aboard a warp train, is it? Yi-san grew pensive. Seeing that, Faust's lips parted for a moment before closing shut. I was starting to get a good read of her expressions. That was an unmistakable look of regret, however short-lived. Thank you for the follow, Spenjack. Welcome in. Spoiler, they got on the warp train. Oh no! Mods, ban that guy. I'm kidding. Don't do it. Howbeit, would it not be more accurate to muse that the flow of time has decelerated to the point where, to an extra-dimensional observer, it had slowed to a stop? What is your perspective regarding this suggestion? Yes, that is a most rational suggestion, Yi-san. Did Miss Faust just get something wrong? Oh, wow! Dante's really good at playing this. He's a really bad actor. Wow! Yi-san sure is a time expert, right? Can you summarize in easier language now that we're talking about it anyway? Where's Mirsal when you need him? Hello, Hanno. Welcome in. Gladly, if you would allow me. Yi-san began to elaborate with gentle enthusiasm. That was close. To speak in brevity, it can be said that death is not an element aboard this train. And can ya maybe speak in a little less brevity? To elaborate. Verily, this one's heart beats still. Don Quixote lowers her head and listens closely to what appears to be a dismembered torso and shouts with relief. Isn't it better to kill them than to have them suffering, like half alive? With their torso ripped open? Sorry, with the bottom half of their body gone? Their state is akin to an unassembled jigsaw puzzle, merely immobilized and separated. A state of, for all intents and purposes, eternal delay aboard this train. Existence and continuance of a moratorium. Thank you for the 2 months! Nero, hello! Yeah, people can't die on the warp train. Can we still turn back time? Can Dante still turn back time if someone gets dismembered? Forced, they are, to be tethered upon the thinnest yet tenacious thread of life. All understood. What hath been said here? Yet they are not dead all the same, If their severed parts are all connected, then it can be said no matter how entangled their bodies become, it is not impossible to eventually gather their parts together to form a single passenger. No, Tom Mary. I hope not. I don't want to see another Tom Mary ever again. Thus, naturally, we can determine how and why the profession W Corp cleanup agent has come to be. You miss Tom Mary? I would never. I see, because someone will have to be categorized and reconstruct these puzzles once the journey is over. It's really baffling to me that a job like this even exists. Surely there will be no murder on the Warp Train Express. Still, I guess that means that, as long as the train arrives at the station, they'll all be put back together like nothing happened. From what I learned through the W Corp identities, their main job was to gather chunks of flesh together to bring them back to their original shapes before they boarded the trains. It's a lot more visceral than I have to look at it in person. Phew, that is quite the auspicious news among ill tidings indeed. only 160 while PP pulls. What do you mean by only? That's a lot of pulls. It soon clicked in me what Faust was. There was some awkward effort, trying to do as I watched Don Quixote sigh with relief. Maybe Faust was trying to cheer Don Quixote up in her own way. The other Faust would not find it even necessary to do something like that. Dante. Huh? What's up? Oh, time to whisper, right? Indeed. I intend to collect further intelligence. Well, if there's anything I can tell you. Faust cast a dark gaze towards the chunk of flesh. Her gaze remained fixed upon them as she whispered. Are they distortions? Or abnormalities? Oh, yeah, I actually want to ask you about that. They weren't humans, that's for sure. From them, I felt the same sensation I felt from monsters. Something inexplicable, an unclear sensation, or an aura. I felt this somewhere before, I'm sure of it, but I couldn't quite pinpoint the source of the sensation. One thing I do know for sure is that the sensation was not the same feeling I got from abnormalities, distortions, or even the Perpetua. If I had to lean one way or another, I'd say they're closer to distortions. I'm sorry, I don't think they're either of those. Is it difficult to be certain at the moment? Again, I'm not sure how I can explain this, but they're very, very similar to distortions, but also different. If you had to ask, then I'm going to guess Faust doesn't know? Faust may know, but at this moment, I have no way of knowing. I feel like I should apologize for that. There is no need, Dante. Though the information you have provided me is rather ambiguous, it has helped me to do something of worth. And pack and go home from the beach? You're at the beach right now? Enjoy the Intervallo arc. Thank you! Why is everybody at the beach? I mean, it is summer. There's an ad break right now, so let me just... Oh, I smacked the mic. I'm so sorry, guys, for breaking your ears. I'm also gonna stretch. Domain expansion! We don't have ads on YouTube, right? You guys are free from ads. You're already in a warp train? I want to go on a warp train just to get, you know, just to experience it one time. We love Limbus Company. We love Limbus Company! Hi, Jamie. Welcome in. This is my, my week's break is streaming Limbus Company. Collecting intelligence myself and creating deductions based on sparse information is quite... She paused, holding a bloody, slimy chunk of flesh in her hands. Ew. Did she just smile to herself with gore in her hands? Oh, finally, the awakening has begun. What does Ryoshi mean by this? The awakening? The awakening? The awakening. How art thou? Hello, Apple. Welcome in. Good.
이게 바로 소위 말하는 엘리트? 나 승진시켜 주시오, 관리자나리.
Ah. Yum 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 yum. Wait. How come I can't click on anything? Am I going crazy? Is it how it's supposed to be? Why is it stuck? Multi-crack office. Enter. I need Virgilius. As a sinner? Or an announcer? What's your team? And W Corp. My team is Warp Train. Only 274 lunacy. Wait, before we do that, I said that I was gonna put my friend code in here so that I could eventually borrow your... How do I leave? How do I leave? I might just have to... Are you sure you want to skip? Yes. And then go back to this later. My relationship with ice cream is unhealthy because it's cold. Wait, cold? Cold and unhealthy? There is no correlation there. How do I do this? Copy? Okay, I'll post it in... Here. Which chat? YouTube chat. I'm not pinning these, by the way, so if you see it, you see it. If you don't see it, you don't see it. And it'll just keep going up. You guys can also see it right now. That's true. It might be easier to copy and paste if you're playing on the PC client. Okay. Back to the murder. Murder on the Warp Express. Friends! Wait. I didn't read this. What is the next April Fool's event going to be like? I wonder too. Okay, that reacting that I took earlier really freaking helped a lot. My 2 days of coughing are gone. Damn, that's really good. After a round of intelligence gathering from Faust, we opened the door to the next cabin, only to be greeted by a loud commotion. It sounds like there are other survivors. Ah, passengers in danger! Worry not, for I have arrived to... Ugh. Oh my goodness. Whoa, don't come any closer. Who the hell are you guys? A 4-armed woman suddenly jumped in our path. She appeared without warning. Faust stumbled a little, inadvertently slapped by the figure's swinging arms as she pushed us away. She's kinda cool looking though. Multi-crack Faust ID? Right, like you gave me any warning before you practically kicked that door open. Wood? Am I hearing that right? Wood? Ugh, would you mind moving that huge sword out of our faces? It's a bit threatening. Threatening? I'm just trying to protect those civilians in this car. Also, is that a bioprosthetic? Must be an old-timer, huh? I thought those things went out of style forever ago. Just calling him a boomer. Thank you for the follow, Jamie. Welcome in. Oh, you want to see this old-timer's got left in him? Aha! Thou art from the north, verily? Thy garb is out of the northerners' know? This really ain't the time, lass. Anyways, it looks like we're in the same mess here. Make way for us, yeah? She seemed to be sizing us up for a moment. Nah, how do I trust you? Got any proof that you ain't bitten? I'm not gonna let all my efforts protecting this place go to waste. Oh, so it's like the train to Busan. Bitten? The bloody hell are you talking about? Weird. You look completely lost. If you were in one of the economy cars, I'm sure you've seen. Hold on. Are y'all from the first class car? Yeah, we just woke up from our capsules. But none of you look very, aren't first class seats supposed to be, well, Why didn't you say so from the get-go? Oh, she's calling them poor. Name Sasha, multi-crack office rep. With that, she lowered her weapons and allowed us to pass. Have you not left this car for the duration of the ride, Sasha? No, I haven't. We warped over to T-Corp after picking up one of their contracts. But, geez, can you believe the train broke down? Shit. Is it even broken? I'm not feeling hungry or sleepy at all. It stinks of some shady bullshit, if you ask me. You can still feel all that even in a prosthetic body? Man, how could I live without my favorite hobby? Drifting into a sweet nap after a pleasant meal. So I made sure to get high quality parts from so I can still feel hungry and sleepy. Has someone else of note also occurred? I bet your ass did something else. I bet your ass did something else of note go down. How distracting. Is it hard for you to speak without being so hyper? Or at least stop swinging your arms around like that. Can't do that, friend. I broke all of my prosthetic arms in a fight, so I'm calibrating a new set. Gotta keep swinging them if I want them to sync up with the other parts sometime soon. Anywho, I doubt what the hell's going on, but people started turning into some weird monsters all of a sudden. Haven't had a goddamn clue as to who they are, or don't care they can see us either. Good thing my train car didn't have a lot of those monsters. I just chopped what monsters there were to pieces, and hauled the civilians to this vacant car. Carmen? Crabs? 10,000 crabs. Hello, Potato. Who summoned me? Nobody did. Welcome in. You have decided to protect them, despite the potential risk that they may transform as well. But of course! 'Tis expected duty of any valorous fixer to stand guard in the front lines against evil, to protect the weak. I've been keeping a close eye on them for the last 3 days, and so far, 0 transformations. Go past this car, and you'll see what hell on earth really means. Those monsters are constantly trying to claw their way to the front of the train. If you ask me, I'd wager that some shit went down there at one of the train cars in the back, and it spread like wildfire till it reached here. I see. That's all I can tell you about the situation. So what's your story? Why do rich, first-class folks suddenly decide to grace us peasants with your presence? Nothing's happening here could have made it to your swanky first-class cars. So what's your business down here? W Corp has hired us to solve this case. We are, fixers! Indeed, fixers. You swallowed food coloring. Isn't it digestible? Isn't it edible? And that's why it's called food coloring? You're dying inside a little? Oh, it's a pun. Okay. Okay, calm down. Faust nodded reluctantly as she affirmed Don Quixote's boisterous declaration. They got every single one of you as a first-class ticket. Your office must be rolling in the dough. Wait a goddamn second. So W Corp already knew that this would happen? But, are you really contracted to a wing? Not sure if I trust you. You must be well aware yourself. Contracts and contract fulfillments are of paramount importance for fixers. With that in mind, please recall that W Corp is one of the most secretive wings of the city. Ah, a non-disclosure agreement, huh? Makes sense. I wouldn't want to deal with those oofy boys. The oofy boys either. Anyways, I'm still going to have to ask for proof that you're actually contracted by W Corp. This is the master card key card given to us by W Corp. I believe it can open most doors aboard the train. Faust produced a master key card from her pocket. I guess there isn't any other way for us to prove that we're actually contracted by W Corp. A key card. So use this to open the path between the first class and the economy class door. Let's see. W Corp logo. Whoa! Nice materials. Looks like you're telling the truth. Alright, I won't pry. Not like there's any cash in it for me either. So I guess you really gotta go down there for your job, huh? Yes. Fixer finally got out of the way, and with one of her free hands, pointed towards the opposite door. Well, it's your funeral, ladies and gents, or your victory lap, if you guys really are that good. Lots of luck to you. I thank you for thy words of courage, Fixer Sasha. I shall trust thee with protection of this fortress. Prithee, protect the innocents in my stead. Oh, she looks creepy. She looks like a... Sadako? Are you going to save us from the monsters in the cars behind us? Oh? You have 977 subs, almost 1k. Yeah, we're so close! Maybe we'll have a 1k karaoke stream. I figured out what was wrong with the mic for our last karaoke. I was talking to Kagu about it. He was like teaching me about dynamic mics. I forsooth. Whoa, are you a famous fixer? Bro compared a kid to a ghoul for having long... Look! They kind of look like a ghoul. Forsooth, once again, thou mayest know me as a profoundly illustrious fixer. Whoa, I want to be a fixer too, just like you. Don't pester the lady. I'm sorry, she's my daughter, and... Worry not thyself, 'tis no bother at all. Thou must dream of becoming a fixer thyself, little squire. It is fortunate that someone like yourself is aboard the train. Your presence ensured that child's survival. What you talking about all of a sudden? Come on, no need to keep up appearances between people in the same line of work. I'm just here to collect some sweet emergency contract fees from each and every one of them. Are you two on something or what? I see. I don't think Don Quixote needs to hear what she just said. Didn't know you could be like that, Faust. Be like, what? I knew there was no way the fixer was actually there to protect them out of pure goodwill, but you decided to go along with Don Quixote's delusions anyway. Am I right? Good move. I was getting worried about what might happen if she started acting out again. You saw that twinkle in her eyes too, right? Don Quixote's always been energetic, but she's been especially bouncy today. Eyes. Faust strode towards Sasha with a question. I have one last thing to inquire. It'll be 30k on per inquiry. That is quite an unsound decision to make for someone who claims to be in the same line of work as us. Have you considered the possibility that, once our contract is successfully completed, we could include references to a particularly cooperative associate officer in our report to W Corp? Oh, whoa. You serious? Well then, let me hear it. Were the eyes of the monsters you faced red, by any chance? Sasha paused, her swinging arms for a moment, upon hearing that question, appearing to either be in thought or trying to recall something, then answered. I don't know. Monsters were red all over, but is something special about their eye color? Well, for one, my prosthetic eye is red, That passenger over there's got red eyes, and... Oh, you there. The lady with the big sword's got red eyes. What? Is someone out there paying cash for info on red eyes or something? No, well... It was a question of no significance. Faust nodded lightly in her direction, then opened the door to the next car. Gah. I can't whistle, I'm sorry, Yoshu. It was just as we had feared. The scene that appeared before us looked like it came straight out of a painting of hell. Okay, Potato, ask your question. What is it? Unless he's not here anymore. A painting of hell. You can AKA now. What does that mean? He has two options. Pass to his other lads or... What are you talking about, Oji-san? Don't worry. Hell as in hell screen? Hell screen? I don't know a hell screen. Ryoshu mentioned? Is that a Ryoshu Eco? Who's your favorite character? Has it changed? It's still Gregor. It's still Gregor. I don't think it has changed. I'm enjoying Mersault a lot more as a character. I feel like the previous Intervallo with Time Killing Time really brought his character out a little bit. He's not my favorite. But he was at the very bottom of the list. Like, I like all of the sinners. I don't really have a favorite. But he's like climbing back to the same level as everyone else. Gregor's just like slightly above the rest of the sinners. I don't really have a favorite. I can't pick one. They're all good characters. Bro talked a few lines, did a fabulous wave, and that got him up a few ranks. I mean, he was so boring before. But I'm slowly understanding his character now. Kim Ji-hoon give domain expansion what I give 1 billion lunacy. Can I have my 1 billion lunacy, please? 1 billion lunacy for me? Thank you very much. He acted on his own in Kanto 6. wait, you're right. It was Kanto 6 and Intervallo 4. It was the both of them combined that made me appreciate Mersault a little bit more. 1 billion lunacy. Why are you arcing me? Oh, thank you for the water redeem. Okay. To battle. We're bringing multi-crack office rep Faust and multi-crack office fixer Heathcliff.
기차와 같이 달려나가겠소.
This is perfect. Look at them. Look how cool they are. My blue guys. Alright. Let's go. Yeah, this is Echo. I just multiply and I clone myself. The gang is all here. I think there's like W Corp Faust as well, right? I don't think I have her. I love this music.
공격 범위 확인.
Where is Mersault? W Mersault? Isn't he there? Did I miss him? I'm gonna rest tomorrow. I need my insanity. My insanity or your sanity on 100%. You mean your sanity? Goodbye, Oji-san. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for the water redeems. And the puns.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어. 자, 어디요?
Are you excited for wall PP? No. Kind of. Yes. Yes and no. How much do you save? Zero? I would be more excited if I had 84k lunacy, 83k lunacy. But alas, I do not.
공격 범위 확인.
I have 300.
잘했습니다.
The 8 charge rip space. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just win rating this.
모을 필요는 없겠군요.
They're all gonna die anyway.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
Cast your credit card. I can't. I just bought myself a new pair of earbuds.
보관 준비.
I'll do like 20 pulls. I'll cast my credit card for like 20 pulls. That's it. That's all I can do. Run MD and that too.
다른 사우들의 목까지 해결해
It's
보려는 거구려.
When is reset time? When is reset? At 3 p.m.
것이어도 좋으니.
EST? In how many hours? I haven't ran any MD this entire week. I don't think I'll have time. In 5 hours and 15 minutes. Okay. Maybe I can run it on the background while I work. Just fuck it, win rate everything. 5 hours. Painting of Hell 2.
돈 벌러 가자.
Fuck it, win rate the MD. MD stream now? No, but we need to know what happens on the Warp Express. We gotta figure this out. What do you mean by only 100 pulls? Alright, what do you mean by that? What do you have every?
방해물을 제거합니다.
I started this game in season 3 and only played for 2 weeks. It's kind of like me too. I don't play this game a lot. I play it once a week.
승객 무력 확인.
Warp Express isn't Sigma. You need to grind MD for the sweet lunacy. Right, priorities. I am ending stream soon. I think after that I'll run MD in the background.
효율적으로.
It is in 5 hours, okay.
다음은
So
어디요?
the 5 hours and 13 minutes is correct.
단숨에
In 5 hours?
방해물을 제거합니다.
I would think that it would reset at like 12 midnight in Korea time, but I guess not. I guess for Arc Nights it doesn't do that either. I think it like resets at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or something. Charge got insane mirror dungeon buffs. What, really? I've been running bleed. I've been running my pointillist. Yisang.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
6 a.m. Korea Standard Time lasts for 2 hours. Oh, 6 a.m. reset. Oh, I thought you meant like 6 a.m. like it's 6 a.m. right now in Korea. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Early in the morning. Is this another phone call? No, it's not. Okay, thank God. I'm like, I can't have 3 phone calls in the middle of a stream. There's no way.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리.
Okay, yeah. Oh, good. The phone ringing. No. Is it you guys? Are you guys calling me? Is that what's happening? There should be like one of those radios where you just invite you guys on the show and be like, tell me about yourself. What do you think about blah 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 blah? And it becomes like a talk show, and I'll be like, thank you for your time. Next call.
공격 범위 확인.
This poor guy's getting jumped.
단숨에
Rip space attacks makes the train flash red in this intervallo. What, really? What, really? Phew. Battling in a narrow hallway really takes a lot out of you. Too bad. Making big movements when there's not a lot of room to move around. It takes more energy than you might think, especially for people like us, who use longer weapons. I echo what people have been saying about win rate. It's called win rate because we win! These enemies weren't much harder than the ones we fought earlier, but it was inevitable that the sheer number would eventually wear down the sinners. Oh, what are these things, Faust? Yeah, I've been wondering that too. Why is so tight-lipped all of a sudden? It's lose rate with R Ishmael and R Honglu. R. These entities are... What do you think those entities are? Huh? Didn't I just ask you the same question? Oh no, are you giving us a chance to come up with our own answers for first? This is a test. Of course, Faust did not confirm nor deny his question, but Sinclair was perfectly capable of interpreting her silence in his own fashion. There were some things I learned after fighting them, I think. These monsters aren't mad at us, nor do they want to attack us because we're an obstacle. That's not why they're attacking us. Quite. It is apparent that they're hungry for aught, charging at someone and anything in desperate quest of it. Right, that's strange, though. I thought hunger or thirst wasn't a thing aboard these trains. It could be determined from the entities' attack patterns that their offensives were not based on rational thought. The source of this behavior can only be traced back to primal aggressiveness. Yes, and was there anything else? Anything else? Oh yeah. I think they all had red eyes. Their bodies wreathed in blankets of red. I smelled blood, and that's likely what they're made of. And it must be that red was congealed. Nay, crystallized blood. Thank you all. Your input has all been very helpful. It's my turn to start whispering. What did you learn from that? We're in luck, Dante. I have read upon this subject as a tangent, while perusing information regarding our next destination, moments before we boarded the train. While that will be a useful element in resolving this situation. The sinners have also been a very good source of intelligence when it came to categorizing and identifying important evidence from the available sea of information. Your advice was correct, Dante. You mean, you know what to do to blow this case wide open? Nothing can be said with absolute certainty at the moment. However, this will be a good place for us to start. With that, Faust turned around and faced the rest of the sinners. I will now present before you a solution to this predicament. Huh? Is there something else we gotta do other than beating the crap out of whatever's in our way? That will not change, no. However, what I am about to share will give you a better understanding of the purpose behind W Corp's contract, and provide us with the possible means of finding the method by which we may complete it. It is very likely that the entity behind the incidents on the train, and by extension, every incident of the same nature that has occurred in previous warp train trips is a blood fiend. A blood fiend like a vampire?
아무래도 다른 사우들의 목까지 해결해버린 모양이구려. 보상은 없는가?
Blood fiends.
잠시 다른 일을 하는 것이어도
Oh, look!
좋으니.
Look, guys, we have 394 lunacy. We have 524! We're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
정리 작업 시작합니다.
They want to suck your blood. I'm so proud of you. Oh, thanks, Ice. Wait. A blood fiend? What? A blood fiend? A blood fiend? What in the name of wings is that? Huh? You, of all people, haven't heard of blood fiends. Thought you were on team expert on obscure lore. Verily, I have not once heard mention of these blood fiends. Perchance I have let a magazine article slip from my memory? No, Dawn's crying. It's okay, Dawn. You'll be fine. Don Quixote furrowed her eyebrows, her brows genuinely lost. It as though the very word sounded alien to her. I thought they were just monsters in stories to scare children at night. They're supposed to be afraid of garlic and sunlight, right? So they are vampires. Oh, that sounds a bit different from what I heard. I heard their fear of garlic and sunlight is just a rumor, and what they're really afraid of is water. They ate the devil fruit. I have been briefed in the existence of blood fiends in the past, when I served as a commanding officer. You should use a bleed team for this intervallo, not my W Corp team? Not my rib space? Hello, Anna. Reddit is down. Oh. Oh no, no more searching. No looking at people's polls for wall pee-pee. You want to use bleed. I've seen one who called themselves a blood fiend among the ranks of the fingers. But the things that blood fiend commanded weren't like those rubber textured ones. There's something off about this one. That one didn't spawn these dregs with abandon like this. But aren't you supposed to know this already? Yes, I see that some sinners have encountered blood fiends in the past. A long-winded explanation seems unnecessary. As many of you have stated thus far, the entities we face in this train do not appear to be blood fiends. In a sense, they are drag-like beings that have failed to become kindreds. They are referred to as blood bags among relevant parties, according to information I am aware of. Hi, Groove! Thank you for the follow, Nilly. Nilly is silly. Nilly's just a silly guy. Hello, Vados. Asmark. That's me. Asmark Cresix. Oh, God. What is my name again? Not a terrible name. Hello, Psychotic Psy. I just want to let you know I completely missed your super chat last time. I'm so sorry. But I did see it. I saw it after the stream and I was like, oh god. Thank you very much. A very late thank you. Why would anyone name someone bloodbags? As it had been said prior, it is impossible for passengers to disappear aboard warp trains under normal circumstances. Though our reserve of intelligence regarding warp trains, or W Corp, is vast, if incomplete, we could not find a possible exception to the above rule. Within that reserve of intelligence, however, I have discovered that inserting a previously unseen variable into the equation allows for the formation or formulation of a new hypothesis. Spend money on magical girl Don Quixote? Yeah. 20 pulls? 30 pulls maybe? Wait, you're saying that these blood fiends can completely erase people or passengers from existence? QOH John is rupture ID. Since you main rupture. Wait, wouldn't you want it to be rupture then if you main it? Charge. Not rupture, but charge. Is it charge bleed? A more accurate descriptor would be to say that they are either dissolved or vaporized. Oh, rupture and charge. Sinking rupture and charge. Dissolved. No matter the degree of violence the passengers may indulge in, no matter how severe their wounds may be, the warp trains can revert them to their initial states at the beginning of the journey. Among several interpretations, the word violence involves cannibalization, of course. However, as the passenger's collective time itself is in moratorium for the duration of the train's operation, digestion is not a biological process that should be active. In other words, even the devoured passengers could be reconstructed. They are merely stuffed into the digestive tract. Then I suppose they could gut the passengers to retrieve the chewed up chunks of other passengers and piece them back together via the vein-like things connecting each individual. However, such is not true for blood bags. Blood bags are, by their nature, obsessed with blood. Their existence hinges on supplying themselves with the blood of the victims. And it is said that they must consume a minuscule amount of blood to maintain their forms. Wait, what? Didn't you just say that digestion is not a thing while we're on the train? If we were to continue my deductions, perhaps consumption of blood for blood fiends and blood bags is a fundamentally different process from our consumption of nutrients or energy. To them, blood is culmination, an entailment of something that forms the self, including, but not limited to, emotions, ambitions, wealth, purposes of existence. Then it must naturally flow that they can spend their blood at will, which is a process isolated from other biological processes, such as digestion. Danish is bullying me? Good. Danish, bully him harder. I'm kidding, don't do it. Nobody's allowed to bully Potato except for me. What? I ain't following even half of that. You exist in moratoria of time at the present moment, Heathcliff. Have a good lurk, Stixon. Gonna sleep? Have a good sleep, Stixon. Heathcliff, yet your emotions still persist, do they not? Anger, sorrow, and joy, they continue to spark within you. Huh? Well, I suppose they are. Though we cannot tell whether they may be in a state of alteration, or whether they remain ensnared in the wheel of creation and destruction, it can be said that emotions, once past, exist not in continuation. Passengers' will to live, the worth of this very existence in which they thrive, they do not at all gently atrophy into non-existence even amidst the sea's time. Miss Faust seeks to illustrate the similarity between how emotions are to ourselves and how blood is to blood fiends. Gotcha. So that's why she said their blood is vaporized, huh? If that's the case, the very blood that's supposed to bind these chunks of flesh together will also evaporate, which means that they can't be pieced back together. Oh no, that's how they get murdered on the warp train. I understand now. That's why it's called murder on the warp train. There is no incongruence in that logic. Everyone fell silent for a moment. There was way too much information to process at once. We didn't even know what to make of them either. I would like to ask a few questions, if you would permit me. Yi-san was the first to break the silence. Could it be said that blood bags are direct creations of blood fiends? If such is the case, then by which method do they? That information is inaccessible at the moment. Faust replies, avoiding Yi-san's gaze. There isn't anything he can do about this. The sinners will only get more stressed if they find out what's going on with Faust. And that's something we both want to avoid. Inaccessible. Ah, indeed. Now I recall what you have said in the past. The fraudst. The Faust is a fraudst. Fraudst. This is only a speculation, however. I assume that a form of direct physical contact is needed to turn an individual into a blood bag. If such was not the case, then we, who are likely the greatest obstacles to this entity's goal at the moment, would have been the first ones to be turned. Indeed. In that case, the villain of a blood fiend must be hiding out somewhere aboard this train. Indeed, if we are to believe the words of the fixer from earlier, then there is a high likelihood that the horde is advancing in this direction, in the back of the train. In other words, continuing down the train cars will lead us straight to the blood fiend. Very well. I shan't forsake this opportunity to bring peace to the souls of the innocent passengers who had perished by the villain's hands. Dante. It seemed that Don Quixote was now invigorated. The other sinners also seemed satisfied now that we had a clearer sight of our goal. Faust, who stood amidst them, nodded in my direction. Well then, let's go. We're making the best of what's available to us at the moment. Have a good lurk. Have a good lurk, potato. Let's move forward for now. Okay. I kind of want to see what rip space looks like.
방해물을 제거합니다.
Wait, this is not Hunter's skill. Where is it? Where is it? The purple? The purple one. Oh, it's coming up next.
이상 승객을 정리합니다. 이제
The herbal, the burble. There it is. Oh. There it is. No. It flashes red. Why is she herbal? No, why not? Why not?
출력 최대치.
I never understood W Corp, the shields thing. I never read up on it. I was just like, get shields? Okay, good. Pressing win rate, missed out on the rip space. No! Whatever. As long as I'm winning. Dog with a suit, hello! Thank you for the 2 months. Welcome in. It's a shield and charge.
공격 범위 확인.
All I know is that whenever I enter Mirror Dungeon, I always pick the flashlight, and I'm like, okay, time to win rate. Time to win rate, and that's it. There it is.
다음은 어디요?
Oh, cool. It like glitches. There's like a red glitch. That's really neat. I wanna see that again.
이쪽으로 모으고
Get a shield by barrier count. Times 3, times 5 for W Corp. You get a charge by barrier count at turn end, I'm pretty sure.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
I think it's... Wait, does anybody else have, do they all trigger barrier? It's just Honglu, right? Like it gives barrier to other people or something?
모을 필요는 없겠군요.
Please do not rip space when the warp train is in operation.
다음은
What we're doing anyway. We're gonna glitch the system. It's Honglu and Otis. And Otis. Oh.
이게 바로
I'm back here to do some plane ticket planning. Ooh. Vacation time?
시켜주시오, 관리자 나리.
Is it the vacation time? Cleanup agent. Here we go. Oh boy. There's a boy team? 1, 2, 3.
수금을
명령이라면
나를 점 찍었다면 격에 맞는 조언도 함께 준비하도록.
The battle.
예리한 검으로 하는 예술이 보고 싶었나?
Flying to America for Gen Con. What is that? That's my first time hearing it. I know of AX, I know of YetiCon. I don't know Gen Con. Interesting.
불길 속으로
Oh, it's for board games. That's probably why I haven't heard of it, because I've only been caught up on all the anime conventions. I only know of the anime conventions. Oh boy.
점 찍었네. 이제야 완성되었나?
He's so cool!
합격장.
Why is Pointillist Yisang so cool? Whatever.
일리 있는 의견이다. 그걸로 하지.
She rip on my space until I W Corp. I love that. Most hated ID? By Kim Ji-hoo. Why does he hate Pointillist Yisang? Why does he hate Ring Yisang? Why? Now that he went into it, this fight gets damage and a healing boost if he has bleed on himself. No, I did not understand. Oh, here it is. Base power +1 for every 3 bleed count on self. And wouldn't you want to, like, not use bleed? Absorb 10 bleed potency from the target and heal. If the target has 10 plus bleed, deal shit more damage. Oh god. This is like, doesn't this make it 10 times harder for yourself then? Gain plus bleed count for every time this unit is hit. You want me to suffer?
일리 있는 의견.
Oh, you guys are terrible.
그걸로 하지.
Yes.
검을 덜 갈았었나?
Okay, we're going back to W Corp. We're going
검을 덜
back.
갈았었나?
I love suffering. I love watching people suffer.
좋아.
It's okay, we can do this.
그 오물을
밑그림은
Wind rate can carry us through. Look, everyone's dying. Everyone's dying. Everybody's dying. Look at them with their... Oh god. Oh goodness. Go.
합격장.
No, he can't one-shot him.
다 죽어라.
Didn't he count as every affliction type character for ego gifts when he was released? Did they nerf him? Mao Faust is a second instance of the devs not thinking about certain problems that can arise from easy conditionals. Balancing is always
그렇게 할게요.
it's a very hard thing when it comes to gacha games. Every time a new character is released, it's always like there's always a problem with balancing. Every single time. Oh, it was a bug that wasn't intended. Oh, oof, ooh, ouch. Ouchies. Oh no, look at all of them go get staggered. It's fine. If they die before we do, it's still a win.
모르진 않네.
It's still a win. Okay. Alright. Oh god. Oh god. Kill him! There's only like 5,000, whatever.
일리 있는 의견이다. 그걸로 하지.
I was so confused on the YouTube message. Thanks for subscribing, food. I thought you came here with food. I'm like, who came here with food? How did he know I was hungry? How did he know it was my lunchtime? Not with food. I understand. Oh. What is the crystal? Oh.
완성되었나?
Food does sound like a very good idea right now.
그렇게 모르진 않네.
Shinji, who wants to nerf Ring Yi-sang and Mouse when they release, but due to a certain group of players' backlash, they went against it. But why? Hello, Azu. I mean,
돌아가면 의견을 나누.
I think the problem with like power creeping is that every time they release a power crept character,
다 죽어라.
they have to release harder and harder content. Or it's more fair if they do it, release harder and harder content, but then it kind of makes it so that the previous characters become trash. The more they let people get what they want, the less change they'll be able to. The less change we're able to. They'll be able to the game. The less change we're able to have in the game. And Claire's still a top ID. I like him. He's fun to use. He scares the crap out of me, but he's fun to use. Oh, to make. Oh, okay. I see. I understand. Understand. Is that a warp ID vest right there? Like a, not ID, like a warp train vest? There's an employee there who died. Don Quixote. Oh yeah. He was there because I was running burn and bleed. I don't have enough sinners, enough IDs for a full 6-man team. So I just shoved someone in there. Shoved and Claire. Don Quixote, her round eyes wide open, began sprinting somewhere. Turn into soup. Oh, there he is. No, stay away from me, you monsters. Hey, man. We're not those monsters. You alright? Huh? The arm, you're starting to mutate too, aren't you? You must be turning to some bug-like monster. Ugh! What? No, this is... Gregor stumbled for words before chuckling and casting his gaze towards the floor in disbelief. Yeah, well, no surprise there, I guess. I suppose there's no way to tell them right away whether this arm's a monster, prosthetic, or whatnot. I'm gonna pat him on the head. Yeah, poor Gregor. Hello, Ryoshu. From Limbus Company. Specifically. It is possible that you are mistaken due to his bioprosthetic being of an older, outdated make that is now rarely seen in the city. The moment inside Virgilius was a color fixer by his eyes. You just knew? I didn't know. A prosthetic. I heard Ryoshi wear it on YouTube! That's a relief. I thought those crazy bastards were trying to break in again. As you can see, my legs are all messed up. I had no choice but to hide in here. So what are the W Corp employees doing aboard this train? Huh? You're right. From what we found out about the warp trains through the identities, I can't imagine why any of them would ever willingly board this train. I knew he was a color fixer when they said he was a color fixer. Me too! I said we, but I'm the only one left. Every single one of my colleagues suddenly began losing their minds in that car over there. And... This cannot be, Faust! Is there truly no way to cure the blood bags? My apologies. That access to that information is prohibited at this time as well. Though her voice and expression were both as serene as always, there was something gloomy about the way she said it. I may have been too reliant on Faust, and too many times. It's Potato. Potato with his 5,000 accounts. Faust mustered in a barely audible volume. I don't know what I can do to help the sinners in a situation like this either. I'd also grown too used to Faust's omniscience because I could always read it from there. Trust it to be there for me. I was starting to realize that I don't have the means to dig myself out of a hole like this. No, maybe I was too reliant on the sinners as a whole. If, when the time comes for them to depend on me, when they can no longer stand on their own, can I really manage them, lead them to the right answers? Doubt, colored with fear, began to rise like an ominous plume of smoke. Well, what can I do, right? Ugh. The agent struggled to some corner of the room with his wounded leg and pulled on a lever. They made good use of this space, and the wall behind what had initially appeared to be a folding chair for employees spun open. I can't read. Oh, what in the name of wings is this, perchance? Thou hast hidden here a weapon most powerful? A weapon most feared by the blood fiends? That holds some resemblance to a capsule we saw in the first-class car. But why would that thing be here? The cleanup agent slumped into the pod that appeared in the wall. Phew. Finally. What is it that thou seekest to do? W Corp prepared a small hibernation pod for employees in case of these emergencies. Verily, then... Huh? Good luck with the rest of this mission. Bro just peaced out. Wake me up when it's all over. And with that, he settled into the capsule and shut the hatch behind him. When the door covering the pod closed, only the folding chair and a wall covered with viscera remained. He's gone. Can you even blame him to be honest? I would do the exact same thing. I'd be like, yeah, you guys deal with this. I don't want to anymore. Goodbye. There he goes. He has departed the scene. We blankly stared at the wall the agent disappeared into. Well then, I guess we gotta go. Let's move on to the next car. Keep on keeping on. keep on keeping on. And here is where I'm gonna end the stream and grab some lunch.
마에스트로님이 어떤 평가를 내려주실지.
And perhaps we'll have another gorilla stream of Limbus Company sometime this week. Maybe on Friday. Maybe on Friday. Friday would be the best. Yeah. 6 more stages. Yep, 6 more. 6 more. We've gotten pretty far. Ooh, what are these? What is this? This is like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse colors. Purple. The purple. Well, let's head on over to the screen right here. Background. Okay. I do like this Intervallo so far. I'm enjoying it. I was expecting it to be more of a mystery. Like what is it? The Mystery of the Polar Express? Or is it called the Murder on the... No, it's Mystery of the Polar Express. But it's something completely different. I can tell that they're already trying to lead this Intervallo up to like a acceleration in a way. The Polar Express. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, sorry, the Murder on the Orient Express. Wait, no. That was the right one. Murder on the Orient Express. The Polar Express was Christmas. That was different. Yeah, Murder on the Orient Express. That was the one. God, they're all so similar. Yeah, I can tell this is leading up to Canto 7 already. I don't know what Canto 7 is about, but I looked at the IDs and I'm like, this looks like vampire-esque. So I don't know. I always like that the events and intervallos tie back into the story and add to it. Me too. I do too. You actually learn quite a bit about the characters in the Intervallo. There's quite a bit of character development in the Intervallo. So I would... Like, when I first started, I was like, oh, these kind of look like they are skippable. Right? But no. I don't think they're very skippable at all. There is mystery in this Intervallo, but a secret, evil mystery that you'll have to see at the end. A secret mystery? Oh, how curious. So much lore is placed in them. Yeah. Especially with Rhodia and Time Killing Time. Yeah. Yeah, we learned a lot about her there. Like, imagine if you didn't play Time Killing Time and you only just played Canto 2 and then skipped it and then just like kept going. You'd be like, oh yeah, Rhodia is such a two-dimensional type character. Her arc's kind of boring, her backstory's kind of boring, but I think Time Killing Time really gave her a spotlight. It's Faust and Yisan kissing. In this Intervallo? I'm still waiting on the Faust and Yisang ship. The shipping potential. The canon scenes. I skipped Time Killing Time. Well, time to go back and reread it. I think that's my favorite Intervallo, Time Killing Time. It's a really fun one. And I liked all the characters in it, the side characters, even the villain. The villain was so funny for the wrong reasons. I'm waiting for feet. For feet. Potential ship. Okay, we're done. I saw feet and I'm like, it's time to end stream. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for the sub, Nexobang. I hope you enjoy your emotes. It's time for lunch. Now we'll see you guys tomorrow for some art. There'll be art streams throughout this entire week, unless I randomly shove a Limbus Company stream after my lunch break on Friday. We will see. We will see. Okay guys, goodbye. Bye-bye, good night. Maybe not good night, maybe a good afternoon lunch to you. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Wait, not bye bye, not bye bye. Not bye bye yet. I wanna see if anyone's streaming today. Someone might be streaming today. Oh. I could go on for another. Let me check something real quick. Well, I'm checking. Do you guys have any plans for this weekend? I know it's still far away, but I need to know people's happy, positive events because I'm gonna be stuck in my hellhole of work. I need to know that other people are enjoying their lives, as I am not. Just Minecraft and chill. I've been invited to several Minecraft servers, but I haven't played. So I'm a little jealous. I'm more than a little jealous. I want to play Cobblemon. Let's see. No! Okay. That's fine. No raid. My Oshi is streaming Limbus Company in an hour and a half. They aren't started now. I wish I was in SMP and it was fun. You wish you were in an SMP. Why not start one? I'll have to pack up my stuff over the weekend for my vacation. Oh right. Have fun on your vacation. I don't think I'll be going on a vacation until next year. So it's like I'm living through you guys, as you guys are telling me about your lives. Who's your Oshi? Mika Magica. I repost her stuff on my Twitter. She's not my Kami Oshi, but she is one of my Oshis. She just recently got into Limbus Company and she's like she's so much better at doing all of the events and finishing up the mirror dungeons than me. She's like really, really invested. Finished the battle pass in like normal people time, whereas I'm still not done with the battle pass yet. I think she's on Kanto 5. She just sped through everything. What does Oshi mean? Oshi is like, it basically means push in Japanese, and it's basically the streamer that you support the most, and it's really just a term for VTubers. Because of idol culture. It's originally a term for idols, but then VTubers borrowed it as well. I was checking Kamiyoshi, did not see the game listed for a stream. For Mika Magica? Well, there we go. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Probably Kanto 5. Yeah, think of it like your idol. Anyways, goodbye guys. I've been here for too long. I said bye like, what, 10 minutes ago? Okay, bye for real now. Bye for real, for real. Don't you have to eat? No. Just go. Now I really don't want to go, and I'm gonna stay longer just because Ice is like, no, you gotta go. Out of spite. Fine, bye. Bye. Have it your way. Bye.